Mr. Joe Steve Whalen doing a great job tonight. Thank you to all the other comedians that came out. Oh, you guys are awesome. This is great. This is like crazy weather for you guys to come out to see John Kirshner. Is he even here anymore? Where'd he go?
He's getting straight.
He's
on the dark side.
Oh, there he is. I didn't see him.
He's got a nice body.
Yeah, me and John Kirshner used to do shows with you know Pete Davidson, big MTV star now. We used to do shows with him, and I'm like wondering, like, John, like, how come MTV didn't want all this? Like, what? I don't get it. If you don't know Pete Davidson's
a talent agency, that.
Yeah, Pete Davidson's me and him have a lot in common. Like, I can relate to him because we both lost our dads when we were 6 years old. Except my dad wasn't a heroic 9/11 fireman. My dad just didn't love us and he left. It's just like that. So, you guys, what do you guys watch on TV? You guys, anybody watch Amish Mafia? You see that show? I haven't watched it, but it looks cool. Too bad they can't watch it. There's a lot of, there's apps for everything now. There's apps for the movie times, there's apps for the weather. What I want is an app for what the temperature is going to be like in the movie theater of the movie I'm going to see. I want to know, especially in the summer, I want to know, could I wear shorts and a t-shirt like I'm walking around all day, or do I have to wear a snowsuit because it's going to be 15 degrees? I'm wondering. So, as you guys can see, I'm a fat guy. I like to cover it up in layers. I figured out I was fat when I caught myself giving directions using fast food places as landmarks. I was like, go down 2 McDonald's, make a left at the Taco Bell. That's how you get to Popeyes. I've been reading a lot of stuff on the internet about KFC. You shouldn't eat KFC because it's not even, they can't even call it chicken anymore because it's technically not, it's like mutated chickens. I stopped eating KFC way before I read that when I took a bite of a KFC chicken sandwich and it tasted like cat food. Why, you guys don't eat cat food? You guys don't know what cat food tastes like? Just me? Oh, thanks. We feel like an idiot. Parents were emailing McDonald's complaining telling them they wanted them to ban the toys from the Happy Meals because they were making kids too fat. They didn't want to ban the cheeseburgers and the fries. The toys were making the kids fat. Let me tell you, if you're a parent and you're feeding your kids the toys, you're a horrible parent. They should take your children away immediately. I'm thinking about changing that joke to, go ahead and feed your kids the toys. It's probably the most nutritious thing on the menu. Eat the toys, everybody. My cholesterol is 150 over bacon. So good. I don't want to, I want to like try to lose a little bit of weight. I'm trying to cut down on carbs and stuff. And I don't want to get like all ripped and like anorexic looking. I just want to get down to a B cup. I'll go down from like a C cup to a B cup. And nobody's supportive when I say like, oh, I want to just, you know, I'm just going to not eat desserts for a couple months, like not eat junk food. People like say stupid stuff to me all the time. They're like, oh, you could just have one piece of cake at a birthday party. You could just have one piece of cake. No, I can't! If I could just have one piece of cake, this wouldn't be happening. That's not how addiction works. You can just have one line of cocaine, can't you? No! That's not how that works. And they say stupid stuff to me. Like, I've heard people that go on diets say stupid things like, oh, you gotta watch out for bananas. There's a lot of carbs in bananas. Or you can't, you gotta cut down, you gotta watch out for fruit. There's a lot of sugar in fruit. Nobody has ever gotten fat from fruit in the history of ever. It's never happened ever. So, oh my God, there really is a lot of water up here. I'm gonna go let you. I'm actually surprised because I've done like 30 of these shows, and this is the best weather we've ever had for one. There's been Rodney Kings of Comedy shows where I've gotten sucked up in a tornado and landed in a comedy club for like 10 times the audience. I just continue my set. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this lesbian and what is he talking about? What's going on? What's going on up there? I'm gonna die up here, but I'm not really. It's alright. It's okay. So, I'm a garbage man in my day job because doing comedy in Staten Island doesn't really pay the bills in my mom's basement like you think it would. People say stupid stuff to me at that job, and a crossing guard. Is anyone a crossing guard? I hate crossing guards. Are always trying to give me more work and ask me stupid questions and say stupid shit to me. And a crossing guard came up to me on my route and was like, I have a question. When it rains, this drain overflows. Like, that's not a question. The next day, a guy comes up to me on my route and he's like, I have a question. Paint cans. Not only is that not a question, that's not even a sentence. People think being a garbage man's easy, right? I have a fucking bird cage with a fucking creepy elf over my head. People think being a garbage man's easy, like, it's hard. Like, it's dangerous. If I take my eyes off the road for like 30 to 40 seconds, I can kill someone. I was working with this colorblind guy once, and I was driving, I got stuck in a light. Oh, he's really impatient guy. I get stuck in a light, the light changes, he's like, go, the light's not getting any grayer! But calm down, dude. We're gonna get, the garbage isn't going anywhere. The ladies, there's some beautiful ladies here tonight. Girls, do the garbage men ever like whistle at you or beep at you in New York City? No. I hope so, because if the garbage men will beep and whistle at anything. If the garbage man doesn't beep and whistle at you, just retire your pussy. Just put your pussy on a shelf and look at it once in a while, be like, oh, I remember back when I had a pussy. If you're a female and any guy not only like doesn't look at you or check you out, like if a guy looks at you for like a second and is like, oh, all right, whatever, kill yourself, because guys have to look at a girl until she's gone into the horizon. So, if that doesn't happen, am I depressing all the women here? So, I'm not going to put them on the spot, but a nice, lovely couple celebrated 6-year anniversary here. Give them a round of applause. And me and my domestic partner, my female domestic partner, we had a gay marriage. We had a guy and a girl had a gay marriage. We just celebrated our 5th anniversary yesterday. And this is where I took her. So, it's awesome being in a relationship, but I remember like how things are so much different now than they were in the beginning, because in the beginning I didn't know she was full of shit. Like, she would say stuff like, anytime there was something on TV, like a movie or an episode of a show and she didn't like it, she would say, oh, I've seen this already. I'm like, really? You've seen it? And like every time it's like, oh, I'm like, she's seen everything. One day she's like, oh, I've seen this already. I'm like, this is the Super Bowl. It's on now. Couldn't possibly. She texted me one day. She was like, I'm watching Animal Hoarders. These people's house smells disgusting. I was like, you can smell their house? We just got like an HD TV. It's not like, the technology's not that good. It's not up there yet. But it's rough. It's rough being in a relationship with a girl that likes margaritas when you're on a beer and well-drink budget. And by beer, I mean we can only afford to like hang out outside and split a 40 of Oldie in a paper bag. And by well drinks, I mean we can only afford to drink out of a well. I don't want to have kids if that's okay with anybody. So a lot of people come up to me like, you have to have kids. You're like, no, you really don't. You don't have to. You don't have to have kids. And but I do get sentimental when I see kids on the street doing anything that's not texting or on a tablet, I get like a warm feeling inside. I'm like, oh, those kids are riding bikes just like we used to do. Oh, look, those kids are playing football in the street just like we did when we were kids. They're not texting. Like, oh, look, those 3 kids are beating up the different kid. Oh, at least they're not texting on stuff. Oh, your nieces and nephews went to a blowjob party? They weren't texting? Oh, that's adorable. That's so cute. Oh, I actually do, I'm trying to make my stand-up comedy career be like, I just want to perform with wrestlers and wrestling fans and wrestling shows and stuff. What the fuck? Is that the emergency broadcast system? So I did, at least there was like 10 apocalypses during like 2 other comedian sets. I felt bad. It's like, fucking like I don't believe in the Bible, but like biblical shit was happening during Randy's set. Fucking. And somebody else was having fucking like fire trucks on, like a fire truck went by on fire during somebody's set. I felt bad. I was like, that's gotta be distracting. I don't like doing stand-up if like one person's texting. There's like people dying outside the street, visibly dying. I did a show I did a couple shows with wrestlers last year. I opened for wrestling last year, which was, nobody was there to see me, but kind of like this show. And I got to do, you get to do charity shows, benefits and stuff. I did a show for, the cause was 11-year-old boys football, which is a great cause, 11-year-old boys getting concussions, right? That's good. I got to open for the Boogeyman. Anybody watch wrestling? There's a character, the Boogeyman. And the Boogeyman, his character, he eats worms and spits them on a guy's face. Okay, no problem. But the Boogeyman did an appearance on Staten Island a year before that, a signing at an ice cream shop. Herein lies the mystery of who booked that. Who thought, what advertising executive was like, we have this delicious ice cream. If only everyone on Staten Island tried this ice cream, who can we get? A guy who vomits burns. That's what we'll do. And maybe you know the wrestler Matt Striker, who's in WWE for like 8 years, did fucking manager and announcing and wrestling. Matt Striker played a teacher character, like an arrogant teacher that would correct your grammar and shit. And I put him on a show, but then he started texting me like questions and shit. We started talking like for like a month straight. I was texting back and forth with Matt Striker, and it was weird because I was correcting my grammar and spelling, but meanwhile that was just a character he played, and it was hard trying to text like that because I have a flip phone. I have a rotary flip phone. It's hard. So. So, you guys drink? Anybody drinkers? I drink Budweiser and Coors Light, and I have friends. I've been in like bars where people are like, oh, you have to drink this German beer, you have to try this beer. And one of my friends was making fun of me for drinking Budweiser, like that wasn't a fancy enough beer. But he was drinking Corona. I was like, Corona's not a fancy beer. That's just Budweiser poured through Mexican people's underpants. Enjoy your Corona, sir. You know, I feel bad for black people because they used to have all cool stuff in this country, right? They used to have like their own water fountains, their own public bathrooms, their own seats on the bus. They don't have shit anymore. I was thinking about converting to Judaism, not because I believe in that stupid religion, but I have a yarmulke-shaped bald spot in the back of my head. That would conveniently cover that up. You know what word I miss? I miss the word Oriental. Because that was a word that described people from the Orient. Now you have to call them all Asians, which doesn't make any sense because it's brown Asians and it's Asians from the Orient. So what do you call the Oriental Asians now? Bad drivers, exactly. He said it, not me. Just a guy up here trying to talk to some people. So, my dad, My dad was, it's hard being like a giant pussy going through life like that because my dad was a Marine and he killed 300 Russians in Vietnam. He was Polish. I remember watching the movie Rambo 2 when I was like 10 years old and I didn't understand why there were Russians in Vietnam. It was fucking confusing. That's what I based that joke on. I based all my jokes on how stupid I am. Do you remember when the TSA wanted to allow small knives on planes? And that was crazy. They started allowing pool cues on planes, which they had to stop because if Steven Seagal wanted to hijack a plane, he'd be unstoppable. You know, that movie in like the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme where he played those identical twins. He was bipolar, so when he played those identical twins, he wasn't even acting. If I could go back 20 years, like in a time machine, and tell that joke, I'd be like a superstar. I'd be like on Rodney Dangerfield's fucking Young Comedian special. It'd be awesome. So let's see what fucking bus. My bus just left, so I had to do some more jokes up here. So. You guys, who drives? Anybody drive a car? Do you ever drive and like, there's a cemetery on your left and a cemetery on your right, and you're driving and you're like, I'm driving over dead people, aren't I? They didn't move the bodies like they said they would! That's how I feel about that. Bob, you think, you agree with me that women are more complicated than men sexually, right? Yeah, sexually. Because my proof of that is that there's 4 Golden Girls, there's only 3 Stooges. like the Golden Girls, you have like the smart one, the old experienced one, the dopey, like sweet one, you have the slut. The 3 Stooges, you only have like Larry, the passive guy, he's like, you know, who'll work harder. You have Curly, the crazy, funny guy. Then you have Mo. Like Mo, like pull your hair and choke you a little, but he's gonna get you off, you know? Coming from Staten Island, I've learned one thing, that possums want to die. All of them. That's what they're here for. They're always on the road dead. Like, there's woods here. They have to cross the street for some reason. There's like a possum Costco on the other side of the street that they need to get to. You know how I know possums want to die? They're always doing improv and pretending to be dead. So, possums waited around for decades and decades, like centuries, for people to evolve and create cars to kill them. Because before that, possums had to wait till something above them on the food chain came and murdered them and ate them, like a cheetah, whatever scientifically is above the possum on the food chain. I don't like to get all cocky about my position on the food chain because I know there's like bacteria and mites and lice and stuff eating at us all every day. There's like right now there's like lice in your eyelashes. Like there's like a whole community of not just you. I don't want to single you out. Everybody. There's like lice or mites on your body right now, like living like a whole like universe. There's like a mite in a dorm in like lice college that's like jerking off to like lice porn right now on everybody. So now if you're like me, before you came out tonight, you were Googling the movie Terminator, right? The original Terminator. It's funny because if you look at Terminator on Wikipedia, there's a fact on there that says James Cameron, the director, was considering hiring O.J. Simpson to play the Terminator, but didn't think he'd be convincing as a murderer. He's actually on there. And I think about that picture of Sarah Connor from the Terminator, like way too much. Wake up, Tim. I think about that picture, like, because it's like, it got taken at the end of the movie, but there's a flashback of him in the future with it, and it didn't get taken yet, and like Kyle has it, and he's in Terminator times, And let me tell you, if you haven't seen the movie Terminator, in Terminator times, there's no like cherry, Playboy, penthouse, Maxim, like any hustler or like internet porn. There's just like fighting dogs for scraps and waking up at 4 in the morning and fighting Terminators and dudes everywhere. There's nothing. That's it. That picture of Sarah Connor was everybody. That was all you had. It was the only picture of a hot chick you had. So I wonder if like the point is, I wonder if like the other dudes in Kyle's platoon were like, all right, Kyle, you've had the picture of Sarah Connor all week. Well, we need something to jerk off to. Pass it over. Come on. 2 hits and pass like a joint, right? All right, everybody. Thank you for coming out. We have one more comedian coming up. I'm Joseph James. Thanks for coming out. Joseph James, ladies and gentlemen. Let me hear it. What a great job.